Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha. Look at me at the beginning of the video. What? New things, new things, new things, get turned. Today we're gonna do a supreme pizza cake. This cake is perfect for a pizza party or just a whatever birthday party. And it can also be like a trick-or-treat cake for Halloween because, you know, you'll fool all of your guests into thinking that they're about to grab a nice hot slice of pizza, but they're really about to grab a nice cold slice of cake. So let's get started. For this cake, I'm going to be using red velvet cake mix. If you're going to use box cake, make sure to use half the box or half of your cake batter amount. And this is going to go into a 12-inch cake pan. Make sure that you have a little bit of parchment on the bottom and that you grease the sides like you normally would. Now this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. When it's done, it will look like this. It's kind of like a cracker, but it still should be really soft and great and delicious. So I'm going to take off that paper and then flip it back upside down. Now what's cool about this is that it has raised edges, which is perfect for our crust. So I'm just going to level out the center of it a little bit and mark where I want my crust to be. I'm going to put this on my cake pan so that I have a little bit of space to work with. And now I have a vanilla buttercream here, and I used the same buttercup yellow gel dye that I used in my Simpsons donut cake video. Now with that, I'm going to crumb coat the crust of the cake. Now I'm going to turn the rest of that buttercream into fondant by adding about a cup of confectioner's sugar and kneading it out till it's soft. I'm also going to add a little bit of brown gel dye to that to make the color slightly darker. And roll big strips of fondant, messy pieces, flatten it out a little bit, and then lay the pieces around the crust. And then once I have it placed properly, I'm going to press it out with my fingers, making sure that I cover all of the edge of the cake and make it nice and smooth by using the palm of my hand. Now I'm going to transfer this to an actual pizza pan, and I'm going to use a spoon to smooth out under the cake so it doesn't look like it was actually cut. We're going to brown our pizza crust. You could do this in multiple ways. You could spray paint it with brown. You can dab a little bit of brown and yellow gel dye on there, or if you have a torch or a really strong lighter like I have, you can go ahead and caramelize the fondant. And this is basically like when you make creme brulee and you just caramelize that sugar, you just burn it. Fondant, as we know, is pure sugar, so the same thing is going to happen here. So you can go all around the edge of the crust. Make sure to go at the highest points. You know how when you cook pizza and the crust naturally gets browner at those high points, those really big spots? Yeah, just think about that. You know, think about how you like your pizza and how dark you like it. We're going to make some red buttercream. This is just normal buttercream here that I've added a whole lot of red gel dye to. You can also add a little bit of brown gel dye to it to make it a little bit darker and richer in color. And we're going to spread that evenly onto the center of the cake and then just kind of push it onto the fondant so that you don't see any seams. You have no idea where the crust begins or where the crust ends. Now you can use candy melts or white chocolate and grate that as your cheese. However, shredded coconut is already shredded, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this baby with some shredded coconut. And this would be great for a vanilla cake or a coconut cake. It's a little odd for a red velvet cake, I have to admit, but it tastes good to me. Hey, I'm not mad. And another thing about coconut is that it's covered in sugar, so it will also caramelize. You can do this on the stove. I was lazy. I had my lighter and I said, look, we're about to toast these babies on this plate right now. And it worked. So that is going to act as my burnt little melted cheese on the crust. And then, yeah, look at me. I had to go in and torch some of my coconut pieces on the actual cake because I was trying to get realistic with it. I had nothing but time this day. So anyway, fruit roll-up pepperoni. You guys have probably seen this many times before. You can use fruit roll-ups, preferably strawberry, especially if it's natural. It should have little specks in there. But this was $1 and I said, hey. I want sausage. Like I said, this is a supreme pizza, which means that it's got vegetables and meat. I'm gonna use some fudge brownies. So I'm going to scrape off the walnuts and a little bit of the frosting, and then I'm just gonna break apart the brownie. Now you can use chocolate cake, leftover cupcakes, anything for this part. You just want a really moist chocolate cake. And then I'm gonna roll little bits and pieces into little sausage shaped, oh my gosh, brownie bits. There you go. Sausage shaped brownie bits. I need some greenery, so I've got some sour punch straws. I always have these for the green ones. I just cut those into pieces, sliced them long ways, and now I'm gonna run a little bit of green gel dye by them. I have no idea if the green gel dye did anything, but it made me feel good, so that's what I did. I needed a little bit of something else, so I always have, as y'all probably know by now, black jelly beans. I always have jelly beans because we don't eat them. I'm gonna slice the jelly beans and then use a piping tip to cut out the center, and those are gonna be my olives. And then we hit it up with a little bit more coconut cheese and Pizza Lovers Unite for something that is too right. I tricked my grandmother with this cake. It was so realistic. No one knew that it was actual cake at first, and you guys loved it on Instagram. And I had to start a new Facebook fan page, so go ahead and like the fan page to follow me and chat with me whenever you like. Visit marishascouturekicks.com for all of the recipes and other stuff that I have to talk about. Tasty. Good, right? Couture and a supreme pizza cake. Bye, guys. There's Fufu. Say hi, Fufu. Yeah, I have stuffed animal pets.